Okay, so that's week 2 done of Ironman base training. Another great week I've just had. We'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to start off by saying a massive thank you to Jason and Chris for commenting and mentioning two things that I've not really thought about or really looked into much before. Jason commented saying he'd been using and learning the total immersion technique for swimming. And it's about not really moving your legs as much or kicking them, and more focusing on your arm stroke and getting that up to a better standard. You do flick your legs as you're doing it, but you keep your body underwater, and it's all about focusing on your arm stroke and how that can be improved. And I can't wait to get into the water and try this out because I'm not great at swimming, and swimming does make me nervous for the Ironman. But with the gyms shut, it's hard to get in there at the moment. So when I do get back in there, when they are open, I will definitely look at trying that technique out as well as getting a swim coach, because I'm going to need to start my technique. I need to get through that swimming onto the bike. Chris also mentioned in a comment that I mentioned that I had problems with my knee last year or the year before. When I was running, I had a bit of a knee pain on my left side. He mentioned, have I had my running gait analysis done? The answer is no, and I've looked into that even more. I know you can get analysed about your technique and your form, but after looking at it, I think it's a really good bit of advice that I go and have that checked out. I did get some new shoes in week 1, and that really did make a difference. I didn't really feel any pain in that left knee, which is another thing that he mentioned. So hopefully that has cleared up that issue, but I still want to get the analysis done, so when the shops are open I can go and get that booked in. The analysis uses cameras to analyse your foot stroke, your knee position, while your hips are balancing, and it gives good information about the certain things that you're doing wrong, so that'll be very, very useful. I'm not very experienced at running, so getting that done would be wicked. After watching some videos on gait analysis and running, it's made me think about how I run, and am I engaging my glutes? Where is my foot landing on the floor? Where's my centre of gravity? Where are my hips bobbing up and down unevenly in each side? Is my knee bending or rotating in a way that it shouldn't be? I'll pop the video that I did watch just now into the link below so you can see what I'm on about in more of a specific way. But I definitely found that useful, and I'll be looking into getting one booked in soon. Later on in the video, I want to mention something that I think's really helped me in the process over the past 2 weeks of base training and leading up to it. It's something that I had to deal with in the past and get it right, really. You might think it's the most simplest thing, but for me it's made a great difference. So I just want to get that logged down and document that. Anyway, let's get into the video. Here's week 2. So today it's just the bike. I've upped the duration to 40 minutes from 30 of last week. I'm not doing the strength training today. James has watched back some of my strength training from last week, and he thinks I need to improve my technique and form. So what we're going to do tomorrow is get a video call with him, and he's going to go through what I need to do to improve while I'm doing it. So the strength and resistance training has changed to tomorrow, and I'm just doing the bike today. It's a late one tonight, 40 minutes on Zwift. Let's get it done. So I've just noticed James has seen that I'm online, and he's come and found me. I know it's him because there's a friend sign next to his name on the right hand side. The small things. That's it, I'll show him. Get past him. Not for long. I put my seat high up from last week. I realised after I shut back on the video that my hips were twisting a bit and bobbing on the seat a bit more. So for this time it should have felt a bit. It made a difference actually. I didn't have a good night's sleep last night, so I was really tired today. So yeah, I'm glad he came on. It pumped me up a bit more. 45 minutes done. Tuesday, week 2. On to Wednesday. We've got the video weight session. That should be interesting. just about to get online with James on a video call, and he's going to give me some improvement tips or some advice of how I can improve my form and technique. If you look at last week's video, that'll be probably a video of how to not do the exercises. But that's what it's all about. It's all about learning. Luckily enough, James, my friend, he used to be a personal trainer for triathlon, and he's got some great advice, so how can I not listen to that?
Whereas what you should be doing when you go down is your knees pretty much stay over your ankle.
Okay.
So you're pushing back, yeah?
Yeah.
You were like there. Like I say, on lighter weights it's not too bad. When you get to the heavy weights, you get a lot of strain on your shins. When you were doing your press-ups, you were going that, using your head rather than your chest.
Yeah, it was.
Keep your head up.
That's hard. Press up is hard.
It's that keeping it level all the time. You've got to be disciplined with your reps, basically. You'd rather do 5 or 6 reps that are really good,
yeah,
than 15 and you're all over the place. Ankle and knee, when you lunge down, they basically don't change.
Right.
So your knees staying over your ankle. Called a split lunge. Basically, back leg on top of the bench. Get your front foot in the right position so that when you lunge down, your knee stays over your ankle. Lunge down. As far as you're comfy going, I usually go as far down until I can feel a stretch in that back quad.
Yeah.
If you're looking at yourself front on, so if you had a mirror there, sometimes you see people's knees roll it in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the discipline comes in, where you've got to tell that to stay in line. Basically, as you're doing it, it's like you're pushing it out, but it's basically just staying in line.
But I should definitely introduce that onto the Tuesday one as well if I'm doing squats as well. I think put the lunges in this session too.
It's usually, you start off with the bigger compound exercises, like your squats, that do a lot of muscle groups, and then you single it out to like lunges, calf raises, stuff like that. What I saw you doing is you were pulling it up, but you were rotating your shoulder back.
Right.
And then when you were coming down, you were dropping your shoulder down. But yeah, you're in that position there. Keep your shoulders level with each other.
Yeah.
Weights down by your side, and then you're pulling it up, and you're leading with your elbow.
Right.
So I think when you were doing it, you were pulling the weight up as well.
Yeah.
Your elbow wasn't.
Yeah.
Your elbow was going out to the side. Leading with your elbow, the weight's sort of, in effect, the weight's just dangling there.
Yeah.
And you're lifting it with your elbow, not your hand. So this elbow comes up as far as you can with your elbow.
Right.
And then back down.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else stays the same. So you're keeping that straight line as much as you can from your shoulders to your knees, and then bringing those feet underneath you. It then really gets down machine.
Right. Straight, yeah.
And then try and keep that straight line, because when
straight.
So
Keep it straight. Yeah.
So what you've done there, yeah, there you go.
Oh my god!
Can you see where you went wrong?
Yeah! I thought it was hard last time.
So with the bench press, it's similar to press-ups. You've got 2 hand positions. The width of your arms when you do it is so that when you come down with the bar, your elbows are in line with your wrists. Normally my arms are straight, but the treadmill is just annoyingly in the way. And when you lower the bar down, you're lowering it so that it's in line. It's basically in line with your nipples.
So I really enjoyed that yesterday with James on the video chat. It was really good of him to help me out with some technique and form stuff, because I don't want to create any injuries. So hopefully I'll learn that over time, and if I keep thinking about making that leg straight or keeping that shoulder at the same place in them dumbbell rows. I'm going to improve in it over time, so it's all about learning, and that's where I'm at. I'm at the learning stage of it. I mean, I'll always be learning, but you've got to start somewhere, and it's just great to iron out sort of things that I'm doing wrong straight away before it becomes an issue. I also went on another run yesterday, a 25-minute run. So today, onto some more swim-based exercises in my schedule to sort out the core workouts and make me more prepared for when the swimming pools are open. I'm gonna get some coaching, I think, once they are open. So I want like my technique yesterday, I want to make sure that my technique for swimming is sorted out straight away. We haven't got long till the Ironman. Well, it's about 8 months, but 30 weeks, 29 weeks now. The countdown is on. So ironing out the techniques is so important. Right, I'll get these swim-based exercises done and then on to another 45 minutes with some. I know it's low heart rate at the moment in the base phase period, but the last 10 minutes of that 45 were tough. I'm absolutely starving. I mean, it's past 9 o'clock at night and I've not had some food yet. Work ran over late and I just wanted to make sure I could get this noisy Zwift session in first. But I think I'm going to have to start tracking what I'm eating and tracking my calories, because I'm not doing that yet. I don't want to be in too much of a deficit that it really messes my energy levels up, because I still need to train. Even though I am losing fat, I still need energy. So I am eating healthy, but I just need to make sure I'm eating enough healthy stuff. Whew, I'm hungry, I'm off to eat food. Run tomorrow. So it's Friday, and that means it's run day. I've just been out on it, did 25-minute run, and I really tried to keep it steady this time. I know I kept it steady my first few runs, but I think I got a bit giddy on my Wednesday run. So I just wanted to make sure that I was keeping that heart rate down. And I've just looked on Strava, and yeah, my average is 148, so success on that one. It's Saturday tomorrow, and that means a longer bike ride. Okay, so it's Sunday, the last day of week 2. Man, I'm tired today, I really am. I'm feeling it a lot. I've eaten quite a bit over the weekend just to make sure I'm getting enough calories in, but my body just feels tired, so hopefully this run goes okay. I'm bumping it up to 35 minutes from 30 minutes last time. I'm going to take it really steady, and hopefully it should be alright. Well, I surprised myself on that one. I was so tired this weekend, today even, but I told myself to keep it steady before I went out, and that's exactly what I did. First 5 minutes I was just getting into it, and then I just seemed to be alright. I wasn't out of breath or anything. My heart rate stayed down. I went over 35 minutes just by a minute or two, but I was tempted to take it to 40 and potentially get 5k in, but then I thought, nah, I don't want to overdo it. Maybe I should have pushed, I don't know, but I just didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want to risk any injury. I'm new into this 2 weeks. I've just got to learn as I go along. Anyway, week over, been another great week. Looking forward to next already. I want to go back to a point I made about what I think has made the difference in this past 2 weeks. Something I mentioned earlier on in the video. So I just want to pop into that before I finish. The end of week 2 for Ironman training also marks 1 month without alcohol. So last year I drank quite a lot of alcohol. Sometimes I drank too much in one session and I'd feel sluggish the day after. That for me is no good for training. I felt like it'd be unnecessary to carry on that way. So I wasn't doing dry January. I was just cutting it out completely to align myself with my training. So it's allowed me to recover better, it's allowed me to be more hydrated. Alcohol can really make you dehydrated, which doesn't do well for you on the bike for even 30 minutes or an hour. And recovery times I need to be recovering quicker. I do have a recovery drink that has electrolytes in it and minerals and vitamins and a protein mix to help me recover. I didn't want to make it harder for myself, so why not just get that out of the way? When I have drank alcohol before and put my head to the pillow, I find it very easy to get off. Obviously you're relaxed, you just but that doesn't mean to say your quality of sleep is good. You can be tossing and turning in the night and just not getting that proper rest that you really need. I have slept better. The duration's probably the same, but I do feel a lot more rested and recovered when I wake up. I don't feel sluggish and I don't feel horrible. I feel great and I feel like I can train again the next day, which is exactly what I need at the moment. I don't want any hindrance knocking me off my process at the moment. Will I drink this month, February? Well, I weren't really doing dry January. I was just stopping drinking alcohol. So February, January, it's the same thing really. I'm not putting a time limit on it. I'm not going, right, 30 days done. I'm gonna go have a drink this weekend coming up. I'm just gonna continue, and I just wanted my body to adapt to what I'm doing because it's a big shock to my body at the moment. Training every day. The rest day is even a 20-minute spin and some yoga. So I can't really drop off at the moment. In the future I might have a drink. I mean, if I drink this month, I'll document that. I've got to be honest, and I'll show what I do drink and how I feel the next day. So who knows? I don't know when I'll drink again. I'm not in a rush anyway. I haven't missed drinking. I've actually enjoyed not drinking and feeling great and feeling the difference in my body for training. I'm actually quite overwhelmed with how I'm getting into it. It's only been 2 weeks, so we'll see what I feel like after the first phase of base training, which is 8 weeks long. And I don't want to feel guilty about drinking, so when I do drink again, I'm going to make sure I don't feel guilty about it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and it'll be probably in a pub with some mates when we can. But I'll be no way returning at all this year to what I was last year. I can't let that happen. Well, I've started this journey and I'm going to finish the journey, and maybe there'll be another journey afterwards, I'm sure. That's the point I wanted to make this week in this video, is that really drinking, or the lack of drinking, has really helped. So moving on to next week, week 3, Ironman training coming up. The training will be probably very similar to this week, but the durations will be extended a little bit. But next week I want to focus on my calorie intake. So at the moment I am trying to lose fat as well, so I know that I'm in a calorie deficit, but when I had the problem on the bike the other day and I was like so hungry and out of energy that I was worried that maybe my calorie deficit might be too much. I want to know how many calories I'm consuming in the day, and I've got my Garmin watch here that'll tell me my active calorie expenditure and my daily calorie expenditure. I'm going to start logging that down and seeing where I'm at with that. That's next week's goal. So I'll see you then.